Joy.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
All right. So, how's the background noise?
It sounds wonderful, to be honest.
Yeah, I've got a little a little wetland area right behind my house, and you can tell definitely today that spring is on the verge of springing because the frogs are singing. Not meaning to rhyme there, but it's a little funny. But yeah, life is definitely coming back outside, and I love to see that.
That's awesome. Real quick. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Flipping the Script with Joy and Becky. And I'm thinking, Becky, you said you wanted to share about water, right?
Well, no, I said I was just getting in the water.
Ah,
But yeah, we can talk about water for sure. I'm currently in my hot tub, which is like my well, I'm a Scorpio, which is water sign. So water is like my conduit. It's my element. It is one of my favorite elements to work with, and it's my conduit to for what I do with light working and anchoring in the light and then also sending it out. I feel that it amplifies. It's kind of like a amplifier when you're doing music or whatever, that it just amplifies the
yeah,
sound. Well, it amplifies my energy, and then it just kind of helps me transmit. And water is all in us and all around us, and it's everywhere. I've heard people reference God, saying that God is water. It takes any form, takes any shape, that kind of thing. I think we might have talked about that in the past as well.
Mm.
Um, that it's just, it's all around us.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard that too, theories and that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, honestly. But I feel like God is not honestly. Um, for me personally, I just feel like God is not meant, for humans to really understand in our finite minds. God is just um, something that we just can't quite put our finger on because of our, we're human. We don't quite understand. I mean, I remember someone was saying, like, we have a threads idea of what God is, a
Hmm.
thread, as is just so beyond our capabilities. And I feel like God comes through in water. I feel like God can come through in water and I do agree 100%, especially with frequency, because just like the frogs in the water right now are causing that water to wave out and make,
Oh, and it's so loud. I mean, it's like a
oh, I've heard.
chorus. They're just singing, and then at night the cicadas join in, and it is just a symphony in my backyard. Thank goodness we have the fans going, and
Yeah,
we wouldn't be a good Southern family if we didn't have fans going at night while we're sleeping.
right. I put the fan on too. That's hilarious. And my husband hates it. He hates it. He is like not a fan person, so I can't sleep with it on with the full glory. Um, but I do get to keep it on low, thank God, because I am 45 years old and I'm learning about what middle age is. So I'm like, I got perimenopause going on. Any ladies listening can understand, hey, it's great to have a fan on because I honestly have swings with things I didn't know were able to swing, like, my temperature. I'm
I
like,
deal with that myself now, but the opposite. I wish I could get hot. I'm always cold.
oh yeah. See, that's how he is. He's always cold, but yeah, no, and just to bring it back in again, and I feel like what was it? I was gonna look at a couple of things here because I like having a reference up here. So water. And as we were talking about water, now water is programmable. And is it, what was his name? Suffragio? I don't know if I can say it.
You talking about esophageal frequencies?
Yeah, frequencies. Yeah.
I think that's how you say it. Don't quote me on it. I'm definitely no expert. But yeah, I love the frequencies. We listen to on top of the fans, usually a meditation of some sort. My daughter always wants some kind of frequency going on, and usually I think it's like a, I want to say 432 or 528 are usually the frequencies we'll put on for bedtime. Depending on what's going on, sometimes I'll do like the 888. If I'm feeling
Yeah.
like we need a little more abundance coming
Yeah.
in, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're great. They definitely get me in the right mind frame, and you know, we can definitely shift our moods and everything depending on what frequency we want to tune into. And even just
It's
saying om, just doing the om chant or whatever chant, om namah shiva, doing that over and over, it brings you into a different frequency. So I can understand, the chanting. um
Sorry, you broke up. Did I lose you? Did I lose you? Can you hear me now? I can't hear you, Becky.
yeah,
Oh, there you go.
so I had a phone call coming in.
Uh,
Did I get cut off there?
no, I got you still.
Okay. I was
Um,
just saying, talking about frequencies.
yep, nope. I was just looking up the 9 solfeggio frequencies,
Mhm.
and their benefits. You can basically Google it if you're listening and you're not quite sure what we're talking about.
Yes. And you
Um,
can type that in on YouTube, and then it'll tell you all the different frequencies that you can listen to. And
and it's solfeggio. It's SOLF as in Frank, EGGIO, solfeggio frequencies. So, but I did want to touch on what came to mind while we were talking about that was the fact that I love playing music
hmm
as I'm getting in the shower. And so I just put the two and two together while you were talking, and I'm like, that's interesting that I
water and frequency right
always
there.
liked that. Yes. So in a way, we have always been, see that there we
Guided.
are in
Yep.
that script again with, oh, it's not weird. No, it's definitely not weird for us to play music while we're in the shower.
No,
But what we're
it's like
doing,
you're integrating that frequency into your body with the water, because we're absorbing.
so,
We're that water is part of us, and so when you're in the shower and then you're taking the frequency on top of it, it's like amplifying, right there. Perfect
yeah.
example of what we're discussing. Just amplify that frequency, and I love. I've just recently gotten into listening to more of like these chants. Krishna Das is one that I have playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's just like I started listening to Ram Dass, and then on Pandora, and it's started playing all these different similar sounding things, and
Yeah.
Krishna Das is like, I would look into him. But just the frequency of it, it's just kind of like a chant over and over a lot of his songs, and I can feel them, and it just makes me happy, and I want to get in my hot tub and dance to them. It's so funny. My husband comes home and he's like, "What are you doing? Who are you?" And
I'm
I
doing
just laugh.
what you're
I
doing.
laugh and laugh because it's like I am a total full on weirdo, and I love myself, and it makes me happy. And I don't care who sees it. I don't care if my
I don't
neighbors
care if you like it.
I'm out here like they're like, "Oh my God, we got a weirdo over here
Did you
dancing
hear
in
it? Did you hear that? Did you hear me asking for your opinion? That's right, because I sure wasn't, sir.
Exactly. I sometimes I go out in the yard and shake my crystals around just so I can ward off the onlookers.
Awesome. Awesome. But yeah, we were looking at about 60% of our bodies in adult men are water. So if you can just think about 60%, which is more than half of your human body being water, and then take the idea or the theory that you can program the water, does that mean that your body is programmable? And the answer is absolutely yes, it is. And your body is not only programmable, but it's a biological computer.
Exactly.
You
I was
know,
just going to say that we work with electricity. All of our organs, all of our neurons in our brain, it all is triggered by
we're
electric
electric.
impulses.
Yes.
And so you got electricity and water. We are amplifiers in ourselves. We don't need anything outside of ourselves. It does help, and I love the elements, but
That's why we're
just in
called.
ourselves, we are the amplifiers.
Mhm. Yep. We get called, you know, to light fires, bonfires. We get called, you know, and I'm an earth sign. So I feel like I can take the water sign. Like I can take the waves.
Like
And
they
then
all
I can also
intermingle, they all work together
take
and kind
that
of
air. I
intertwine.
can take the wind and I can just flow with the wind. And then I can take the fire and the fire, it just helps, you know, it can't burn me. You can
Mhm.
use earth to put the fire out. You know, you can throw dirt on the fire and it'll go out, you know. And so
And
in that
water.
way, yeah, water too. Yeah. Well, we all are in, you know, in air, but air can amplify that fire though.
Yeah. And for me,
Sure
I have a
can.
lot of water and air in my chart. I have Scorpio, Sun, Aquarius, Moon, and then I think a whole bunch of Scorpio and Aquarius all mixed in. So
Yeah.
I am water and wind, and I am like the ocean, just
Yeah.
full force. I think that's why I go with Gypsy Soul Surfer. Not that I myself am a surfer, but like my little name that I just identify with. It's so me. Like I'm nomadic, I'm soul,
Yeah.
I'm the wind and the water, and interchangeable and transferable, and it's like this movement. I'm just movement, and that's how I see myself. I don't know if anybody understands. Like they probably see my name Gypsy Soul Surfer and think I'm some kind of surfer girl or something. Nope. Tried surfing once, but yeah, I can't sit up on the board, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's not my thing. But no balance, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually from Southern California and I've never been on a surfboard, to be honest with you. I didn't grow up at the beach. I grew up inland in the valley, you know, the valley girl talk and all that.
Oh my
That's
god. Oh my gosh.
oh my God, Becky, look at her butt.
They were totally spiritual today.
That's
just,
totally
just
me.
for y'all listening, this is more for us. We're just goofing, but you gotta laugh. You gotta be able to make fun of yourself, and not of yourself, but like make fun and have joy. Well, there you are, joy. But
There.
I was born in South Florida and raised in South Florida, so we're kind of like on the opposite ends of the spectrum right there, with the surf culture, or that whole culture. But it's funny, neither of us got on the water. I mean, I used to body surf a lot.
Yeah.
And I love that because I was just fluid with the water. I remember being just a
Oh
little.
my God, the beach is the best. I
Yeah.
can't even, I can't tell you beach water. I don't know if you've ever been, if people that have never been to the beach, the first thing you notice is the air is salty when you get to the beach. When you get
Oh yeah,
close to
you
the
can
water,
taste it.
it's salty, you can smell it. And so
Hmm.
you're just like, and then you start getting excited because you're just like, oh, I can't wait
It's
to get in that
cleansing. It's like you smell it. It gets in your skin.
water.
It gets in your body, your hair. Everything is salty and that water and that sand. It's so cleansing and it's so purifying and
So
detoxifying. It feels so good. And
it's
then
an
you just got
experience
to jump in and roll with the waves.
at least once if you've never been to it. You've got to
Yeah.
experience it at least once. But yeah, and then you get there and it's just the hum. You also can hear, you can literally hear the earth. Like I don't know. I like normally like here in the desert, I can't hear it. I can hear rumbling and I can hear other things. I can hear airplanes for miles. I can hear helicopters for miles, especially because the base is here. But
Yeah, we've got a lot. We've got a military base not far, and then I'm right near the Atlanta airport as well. So I'm always watching military
I
planes
love
and
airplanes too.
airplanes
I
going
just do
over.
love it. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't know why I just do. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, you guys got to experience it at least once. You know, walk the piers. If you've come to California, you know, I go to Huntington Beach, you know, all the time. That's where we go. Newport too, but mostly like you can just like God. I just can. Ooh, I can almost feel like the frogs behind you. It's just I'm glad that they're there because it's just I
I
got
know.
done.
They are so
Stomach.
loud, and from this point on, for the rest of the year, they are just going to be singing and singing and singing, and they can predict the weather for me. Like
Yeah.
literally, if I know something's coming, they're silent.
Yeah.
If I know I need to go inside and I need to pack up all the umbrellas and there's a storm coming, they get real quiet. And I'm like, all right, it's time to go. They signal me, like the animals know before we have any idea what's going on with the weather for sure. So
Absolutely.
yeah, they are my little beacons. They are my little sirens. They tell me what's going on before I have any clue. Forget asking Alexa. I'll just ask the frogs.
Yeah,
And
I know. Well, here, California, like the only thing I have to worry about is how cold it gets because it is the desert, and it gets cold and also windy. You can get some wind. So yeah, I try to just keep. Yeah, I ask Echo. I have Echo Dots.
yeah, I've got two of the same, and they're always
Like,
listening to
oh my
us.
God, they're listening to you. Oh my God, you gotta get that shit out of your house. I'm just like, you know what
No,
they're listening to?
everything's listening to you,
It
whether
doesn't
it's
matter.
just your TV or if it's your phone.
Doesn't
I
matter.
mean, there's no escaping it. There's no point in
No.
trying. The only thing you can do is make it entertaining for them. If somebody's going to watch, then give them a show. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
for
that's
me,
how
I
I
don't
live
give two
my life.
shits. I don't
Yeah.
really care. Like I have nothing to hide. Literally give two shits. If you want to sit around and listen to my rambling all day, go ahead.
That's
Good
my
for
thought
you.
exactly. Because if you're going to listen to me, you're going to raise your frequency, and you're either going to turn it
With
off
that,
or
hopefully you learn
you're going to
something.
get better.
Here you go. But real quick before I move on, before we go too far away from the water, I wanted to go over real quick the Suffled. I can't even say it. Sorry. The
Esophageal. I think it's esophageal or something like that. Esophageal.
And all you honestly do, you can go on and Google it, and but honestly, the frequencies have benefits, and I'll just go over that real quick if I can get my mouse turned on here. Hold on one second. Make it easier for me to scroll. So the first one was 174, which relieves pain and stress. Okay, you can actually Google one, or not even Google it, go on YouTube after the video and look at or put in 174 hertz for relieving pain and stress, and there will be videos come up for you for days. 285 healing tissue and organs, so that would be good if you've had surgery recently, right? 396 hertz liberating guilt and fear. Sounds like very interesting, right? 417, undoing situations and facilitating change. And 528, transformation and miracles.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I listen to all the time.
Me too. That's where my singing bowl is. I got a 528 singing bowl, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I'll get into that in a second. Wait, through 639. So 639 hertz is connecting relationships. 741 is awakening intuition. 852, returning to spiritual order. 963, divine consciousness or enlightenment.
369,
You
Nikola
know,
Tesla.
and that's, yep. Tesla numbers are something to look into as well, because basically what Tesla was saying is that we're all frequency, we're all resonance, we're all just a sound, basically.
Well, one
And
thing that I've been doing with that 369 that just recently came to me is breathing at
yeah,
369. So I will take a breath in and count to 3, hold it for 6, let go for 9, hold it for 3, and then go in that pattern, and then it just puts me into this different altered state of consciousness. And like I can see, like I'll close my eyes and just flashes, and it brings me into a different state. So different numbers with meditation and counting, holding your breath, and letting it go, it can bring you into a different frequency right there. You don't even have to listen to something, you can be that amplifier.
right,
So
exactly.
whatever that number is, so count it out. So you want to do 528, do 5, 2, 8, and then go in that circle. And it's
And
changing each time which breath you're.
tuning forks too, and
Yeah.
or tuners, because tuners for instruments, for tuning guitars and basses and your instrument, because those are the frequencies. That is exactly what you're tuning your instrument into. So if you can just imagine, we're tuning the instrument, right, to that.
We are the instrument.
Yes, and then we're water, and our body parts, especially our third eye, is basically a receptor for frequencies. And so
Yeah, that's
also
our little crystal in our mind. So if you think about tuning crystals, you know, or programming crystals, kind of like programming water. We have that crystal, we have that water, we have the electricity, you know, inside of us. So when we're
Yes, and
using those tools outside of ourselves, we can connect to them through ourselves. Oh, the
exactly.
frogs are getting quiet. The frogs want to
Exactly.
take a listen.
Yeah, and also not only that, these frequencies will tune into your chakras and help activate them as well, right? You have
Yes.
seven chakra systems in your body. Seven chakras in your
Hmm.
body. The seven main
The
chakras. Okay,
seven main
there's
ones. I mean, there's hundreds. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going
Thousands.
to get into all that because some say 13, some say 7, some say more, but there's more because we are evolving and
Yeah.
ascending. So we're actually getting more chakra centers in our body, like our hands and
Hmm.
our ears have chakras, things like that. So,
Well, and what chakras are is they're just energy centers,
yeah,
points of energy in your body that connect you, you know, to outside of you, inside of you, all, you know, and getting those things in alignment helps you to balance your health, balance your mind, balance your life.
physically,
You know,
mentally, and emotionally, yeah. And if
yeah,
you don't have your chakras open or spinning, which they never teach us, then you can get blocked. Like
yes,
you could get stuck and just not be happy. You can tell if you're not happy and balanced because you have issues like illnesses, depression, anxiety, etc.
exactly. And those blocked chakras lead to those illnesses. When your
Dude.
energy is blocked in that area, it's not flowing correctly and it's not healing, because that energy that's flowing is a healing energy. It's God force energy. And so it's keeping you healing, keeping you breathing, keeping you alive. And so when those things are blocked by whatever is going on,
Yep.
you're stopping that healing from occurring to your body, and then illness comes, and we can't fight off the toxins that are coming into our body. We can't fight off the things, you know, that are going on, the stress, the anger,
Yep.
you know. And so the blockage comes from those things, but it also helps those things to stay in place. So we have to be active on keeping ourselves aligned and in balance. That way we can not only fight it from the outside, but fight it from the inside, and not even fight it, but just keep yourself in balance, and then there's no fight
Stay
necessary.
balanced because and that's like the most important thing. That is the most important thing is inner work. Inner work is the
Yes.
most important thing. Everything external is a result of your internal work. So if you're not doing the internal work, you aren't dealing with your emotions, you're not apologizing when you need to, you're not, I don't know, crying if you feel like you need to cry and you're stuffing those feelings, then you're going to block some chakras,
Yeah.
period. And that
And that leads me to, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but that leads me to think about medications and what they're doing to stop us from feeling our emotions and stop us from expressing those. So they're really blocking our chakras from doing what they're meant to do, our natural body's ability to heal. And so we're numbing instead of feeling and releasing. And so
And
that's,
also autopilot. Why do you think that you're on autopilot all the time? Why do you think they want to keep you distracted all the time? Because they know the inner work, doing the inner work heals you. And they can't handle our vibration because once we're clear of the blockages and feeling, and we're actually like balanced, they can't control us. They can't distract us because we're not needy. We don't
yeah,
need anything. And once you don't need anything, they can't dangle a carrot in front of you because,
exactly. Because you don't need it.
you're
I don't
exactly
need I don't
be.
need anything outside of myself, because guess what? I can create it myself.
I
And you know, I don't need to go buy you know, fancy water, because I can heal the water myself. And I did that for a couple of years, where I was buying the expensive waters that were alkaline and all of these things. And you know, trying to get my body aligned by the different foods that I would eat and this and that. And those things do help. Making sure that you eat correctly. But we can still control everything outside of ourselves. Think of yourself in a video game. If you go into a video game, um, what you eat in that video game isn't going to matter unless it's counting towards points in one way or the other. It's all
right.
just fabricated, right? None of it's real. So it's all our mindset. And if you believe that this thing has more power than the next thing, then your belief is what's going to power it.
Yep.
So, you know, that's where I come into, okay, you know, I control the things around me. And so what if they're putting poisons in them? I can heal those poisons. So what if there's toxins coming from the chemtrails? I can clear them. I can use the sun. I can use the water. I can use myself. And that's where our power truly comes from. And then we can release that fear that they want us to live in. Oh, we're being poisoned. We're being, all of this. So what? We can clear it. We can heal it. And we're more powerful than anything
By
that's
being
out
our
there.
authentic self. Just by
Yeah,
being our authentic self and following our intuition and living intentionally.
exactly.
Live intentionally. Don't just, there's no accidents. We just talked about that last week. There's no accidents. Everything happens for a reason. So just set your dang intention and do it.
Yeah.
And honestly, don't just half-ass it. Just go for it. Jump off the damn cliff.
Exactly.
Just do it, because
I mean,
what?
everything that we put into our bodies, everything that we encounter, everything that we come into contact with in this world is whatever we want it to be. So if we believe that it's bad for us, then it is bad for us. And if we
Yep.
believe that it's good for us, then it is good for us. And if we believe it's bad for us and we want to change it into something that's good for us, what do we have to do? We show gratitude. We
Yep.
show love and healing. And then that changes that element. So when you're eating your food and you bless it, you're changing that element from something that might be contaminated to something that is good.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of, like a lot of these foods,
There's
they're
energy.
kosher foods and things,
You're
they're blessed before
energy.
they come, but you don't know what other intentions other people have put into the things that we're putting in our bodies. So it is important, no matter what you take in, that you clear it and change the intention to
And
whatever you
make
want
sure
it to
to
be.
be intentional, because just like certain things that they've been pushing on people, like flu shots and things. And yes, they are pushing flu shots on people, which I have a huge problem with. In fact, my therapist, my counselor, I should say, had to deal with that. And I'm just like, why would you have? And she literally, it was a forced thing. Unfortunately, if they want to go there, then they have to get it, the flu shot. And I felt like that's so messed up. However, it doesn't do anything if you don't think, it's not going to hurt you if you don't think it's going to hurt you, right? It's only going to hurt. What am I trying to say? Hold on, I'm waiting for my guides. Hold on. They're saying just set your intentions, because your intention is what's going to happen ultimately. Okay.
Yeah.
So ultimately, those of us that are living intentionally, we can hold our intention for a lot of people. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't do it for you. Like, you need to do it for yourself. Okay. Yes, there's light workers and we're raising the vibes and all of that. But guess what? You need to do your share too of the inner work, so that you can raise the vibes. I don't know why are you telling me this?
I think to lead into where I wanted to go with this talk, maybe about the ley lines and the grid work and the energy work and all of that stuff. Maybe they're
Oh
like
yeah.
leading us.
Well, hold on
Yeah.
one second, because I did want to touch on one thing
Okay.
about us. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So getting back into Dolores Cannon, look into her work, you guys.
Love her.
If you haven't never heard of her work, look, she basically told us we're not supposed to get sick. All right. We make our own self sick. So if we get sick, we need to look at why we're sick. Why am I sick? Because why did I make myself sick? We are being led to some kind of awakening, or we need to look at something, right? We're being asked to look at it from a different point of view, right? Look at it from a different perspective. That's what we're being taught. Like, okay, if I'm
Well, it's not
sick,
even that you're sick; it's that you're healing. It's your body is not actually sick; it is fighting off the sickness and it is healing itself. And we
exactly.
call that sickness, but that's not
That's
correct.
not sickness. Yeah, we're literally, when you take Tylenol for a fever, you're literally shutting the immune system's ability to fight down.
Yes,
So
because
you need to have a
our
fever.
temperature raises to fight off the toxins in our body. It raises the blood cells. They increase or whatever. And when you shut that down, I'm not a biologist or whatever, but when you shut down your body's natural reactions to fighting these things, you're actually bringing them back into yourself, and then be sick in a different way, because your body's going to find a way to get rid of those toxins. And if it
Yep.
can't do it through a fever, it's going to say, okay, let's take it into the stomach and let's put it there, and then maybe we can take it out through the bowels.
It's basically what happened. Yeah, every single time too. If you take enough medicine, you'll start puking, no matter what, because your body's going to be like, get this fucking crap out of me because I'm trying to do stuff. I'm trying to do what I do. Leave me alone. And
And when
that's
you fight it long enough and hard enough and try to keep it in with medicines, your body will say, okay, we can't get it out this way, we can't get it out that way, let's put it in the liver, because the liver will process these things, and that takes years, months to years to get those things out. And in that meantime, your liver is fighting harder and not doing its correct job, and then you get illnesses, diseases, cancers, things like that, because just as simple as you take Tylenol every time you get sick.
Yeah. Like, honestly, my husband and I, we don't take anything. We have, and this is the funny part. Okay. This is where I was the other day. This is where my mind is. I was like, I have a headache. And I'm like, it really fucking hurts though. So if I take Tylenol, am I actually going to help my headache? Or am I putting parasites in my body? Like, I was literally like fighting myself. So I went ahead and took it, and I was fine, because the whole idea of what we were trying to get at right now is intentions.
Yes.
It's live intentionally, whatever your intention is. Okay, take the medicine. You're taking it not because you were told to, right? You're taking the medicine to
treat this.
take the headache away. Or I am taking this medication so that I don't feel so anxious. I'm taking this medication because I am overthinking a lot and I need to relax. Okay, so okay, fine, take the medication. Change your intention. Don't just take it because you're told to. Don't take it because you have to. Take it because it's doing something to benefit your body. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, you have the power to change that. You are the powerful one, right?
Yes.
So your intentions, your attention, your very perception. I don't know if I can even, because English is fucking retarded when it comes to the meaning of words. Like, they have taken the meaning of words out and made, in English is so stupid. Like, they've literally,
the etymology is gone.
Agua caliente, Becky. What is agua caliente? It's hot water. Hot water. Agua caliente, though, sounds beautiful and magical, but hot water sounds boring and stupid. Like, let's take a language and make it as boring and stupid and take all of the magic out of it. And that's what English is. Yes. Okay, so anyway.
You're spelling, and it's all frequency. When you speak, there's sound, there's vibration. In order for that,
and English has nothing.
It's a vibration. So
it has nothing.
If you're speaking a fluid language that is flowing with meaning, you're spelling that out into the world and creating the world around you. But when you're speaking a blocked language that has no source, no meaning, no truth behind it, you're speaking words of nothingness, and you're creating a world around you that reflects that.
It's negative, nothing. You say nothing, you get nothing. You get back
what you learn how to speak Italian, because it's just so beautiful. Like,
there are so many different beautiful languages, and I use Spanish for one because I have I'm around it constantly. I got a helicopter flying over too.
Now, I wonder, do the animals have different languages? Is this purely a human thing?
Because they actually do speak languages, just like they're the German commands for, like, German shepherds. And
I mean, not speaking to us, but speaking to each other. Do you think that a dog from Brazil and a dog from America can communicate? Or
no, it's an energy. It's energy. Yeah. It's hive mind. It's not, which we have too. We have it too, but it's just deadened and not been used. And what happens when you don't use it? You lose it.
Our energy is connecting from our heart chakra. So when the animals are connecting, they're connecting on an energetic level. They're speaking, telepathically. They're speaking, without the the words, without the sound, they
Yeah.
just communicate. The animals all communicate on a higher level than
And
we do, and
it's
we see that
intention.
as
It's
Lyra.
basically they basically state intention in their energy. It's something that they do. It's not something that they think about. It's not something that, it's not decided. It's
Yeah.
their intention, just go. There is no stop. And I think that that's flow where we need to get to. We
Yeah.
just forgot
Well, there's
because of
so much
program.
from the animals. We see them as lesser than us, and we can learn so much from them because they truly operate in a higher frequency than we do. I mean, cats
Yeah,
and
they
dogs
were.
and birds, they see things, they see colors, they hear sounds that we're not capable
I mean, they're
of
the ones that are
being
going
aware
from
of.
2D to 3D. They're taking us 2D to 3D. Basically first dimensions, rocks and sticks, basically, or
Plants
rocks and
and
dirt,
yeah. Oh yeah,
air.
second dimensions, plants and trees and stuff.
Yeah, right. And then two to second, right? Second dimension, or the second level, is our plants and animals, but they are leveling up. There's a lower 2D and an upper 2D, and then there's a lower 3D and an upper 3D, so there's octaves, just like music. Think of it as a musical notes. Okay, so every single octave, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so there's that. Hold on one second.
Well, the thing that's important to remember too is that higher and lower doesn't necessarily mean good and bad, because if you're at a symphony and it's just loud, piercing noise and there's no contrast to it, do you want to go and listen to just blaring, loud tones? I mean, no, you need a balance. There needs to be a lower and higher in order to keep that symphony sounding beautiful. So when we're talking about frequencies, those things are needed to contrast, but not necessarily to stay.
And a lot of times we need to see the contrast in order to see it, because we can't see things unless it's, like offset. It's an offset or something to compare it to. So yeah, frequencies and lower frequencies, lower vibrations are necessary so that we understand and can feel what the upper and higher levels are. Because that's where our goal is, to be the highest vibration possible, the highest excitement.
Mhm. Well, and for
But I
me, the
was
highest frequency is love and gratitude. I mean, those are the highest, just unconditional love, not this conditional love that exists here in this 3D world.
Well,
That that's seeking
actual love
validation and
that comes from
approval.
the heart chakra.
Yes,
The
that
actual,
light, love,
that's not
pure God essence.
mind. It's mindless love.
Yeah.
It's love that doesn't have comprehension. It's just love that just
It's
flows. It
It's
comes
that
from
moment when your child is
heart.
born and you hold them in your arms and you can see the light of God in their eyes. That moment that you can feel that closeness to God, that for me is pure love right there.
Source.
And
Yeah,
yeah, that's the closest
that's
to
where love
source.
comes from. It's not human. Love is not human. I don't know who needs to hear that. Love is not human. We've humanized it, and they've tried to take love down a few levels, but love is just love in English. But in other languages, there's many levels of love, and we need to understand that there's frequencies of love as well. There's higher levels of love and lower levels of love,
Mhm.
but it's love from source is overwhelming and
Yes.
enveloping. I don't know how to say this. It just overwhelms you.
Well,
And
like for instance, last night I had to do my taxes, and of course that puts me into a mindset of fear and thinking about money and the whole system and the all of that, and it just puts me in this mindset of fear and this pressure and all of that. And immediately I asked Yeshua to hold my hands, and he reminded me of the light of God and what that was like being in it and the feeling of it and how amazing that is compared to what I'm going through. And I'm going, none of this is real. None of this matters. So why am I so upset about it? And
yeah,
so it totally took me to where I needed to be. And, we have to constantly bring ourselves back to that light, to that love, to that feeling of complete bliss and joy and freedom. That is who we truly are.
which is
And
that vibration, that frequency. Yeah.
yeah. And then it was just all that was cleared away, and I was reminded that this is all a video game, that we're just playing a simulation and we are just here to experience it all, not even to learn lessons, it's just to experience it. I think at this point we've learned those lessons, this point of our mine and yours personally. our journeys. We have gone through those karmic lessons. And at this point, it's now we're here to experience. Now, if we want to bring those lessons back and continue that karmic cycle, we have that choice because we are powerful. But
Yeah.
that's not what I choose. I choose ascension. I choose to just experience from this point and witness and not get attached.
Same. Exactly. You know, we're not here to play in the lower frequencies. I mean, yes, actually we are.
Thanks for bringing them up.
Let me explain before that gets taken out of context. Yes, we are here to play in the lower frequencies. We're to take our already established high vibrational body and go out and play in the lower frequencies out in the world and remind people of who they need to be and how to get there. You know, that's what we are. We're a beacon. We're a lighthouse, you know, and I love that because one time I went to a woman, what am I trying to say? A woman's retreat. I went to a women's retreat with my mom in church. And what I love about retreats is you get to listen to lectures and things like that. And when you listen to lectures, and you're basically listening to channeling from basically the angelics and the higher dimensions. And the reason I say that is because where two or more are gathered, there God is in the midst, always, always. And we know that. But anyways, I don't really remember the point, but I do want to say that, oh yeah, when you go and you're in a gathering like that, and this goes for festivals, this goes for concerts, this goes for retreats, this goes for dances, this goes for anywhere where two or more gathered within a set intention, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can get in the hot tub with my daughter and have a healing session, healing ceremony,
absolutely.
Do light language dancing and meditate, and that's just the two of us together. You know, that's light working, that's grid working. You know,
just
right
even
there.
Listening to music. Gosh, even just listen. Check this out. Just going in your hot tub or in your bath and listening to music, or lighting a candle. You know how many women do that a lot, and they don't even know that they're doing a little ceremony for themselves. You know, they don't even know, but because they are guided and they listen to their intuition and what they want and what they like, guess what? They get to have a ceremony for themselves.
Yep.
You know?
Little party.
And it helps. You know, and all it takes is just living intentionally. So we have to let go of what other people think and do and what they want for us and how they're judging us. Fuck them. And that's hard because I want to people please. I am the biggest people pleaser, I swear to God, on this planet. One of the biggest fucking people pleasers, right? And there's nothing more than I want to be as of service too, because I'm also a Virgo and I want to be of service. However, if I keep lowering my frequency to fit in, I am forgetting why I'm here.
Absolutely.
And I don't need to do anything weird. I don't need to do anything different. I don't need to have an altar. I don't even need to do any of that. All I need to do is follow my personal intuition, which is your higher self, which is already connected to the higher dimensions, which is already connected to God and source, can see the future, can see the past all at one time. That is our inner guidance. Right. And real quick, I did want to go over the solfeggial frequencies and what they are linked to, which chakra they're linked to.
I've got about 3 minutes before I've got to jump off.
Okay. I'm going to read it really quick and we'll hop off. All right. So real quick, this 6 solfeggial frequencies that are connected to your chakra system will help you clear your chakra system. Okay. So the first one is the 369, which is your root chakra. That helps rid trauma, fear, and guilt. Sacral, your sacral chakra, the next one up, which is 417. Okay, 417 hertz sacral. 528 solar plexus. 528 is your solar plexus. This activates healing and love. Oh, I'm sorry. This activates, sorry, I went too far down. Solar chakra, which is responsible for miracles and dramatic changes. It helps with pain, anxiety, relief, weight loss, and rewiring. Because we have neural pathways throughout our whole body, not just our brain. So we need to get that out there too. Heart chakra is 639. Okay, that is love and healing. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Vulnerability and intimacy. Very important. That is my singing bowl. Then I have the throat chakra at 741 hertz. That's your for clear speaking, self-confidence. Okay. Third eye chakra, 852 hertz frequency. That is your, bringing you closer to your true self, helping you connect to your higher spiritual thinking,
So it's third
stepping
eye.
out of illusions, right? And
963 or 9.
Nine, I'm going to jump down to 936. And that one is our crown chakra. So that one is going to connect you to the spiritual realm, God, your higher self, that connects you to the chakra systems that are outside your body, to the higher dimensions. And that's all. That's it for me. That's all I wanted to end that with. I just wanted to make sure I get that out there for those who don't know. I can help. So don't stop listening to music while you're in the shower.
Yeah, music. I'm going to be going in the house, and so that might get loud for a second. But yeah, let's see. I'll just let you listen to what I like to listen to for a second. It's like
Go for it.
This is what I listen to, and my husband's like, "What are you doing?"
I love it.
But it's literally just frequency, you know. And there's so many different frequencies in between those esophageal.
Yeah, there's a lot more. And like I said, intentions are everything.
I'm walking by the speaker. Hold on.
Nope, that's good.
Okay.
That helps us.
So today we didn't really get to talk about the grid lines and light working.
We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that next
time. I'd like to do that in the next episode. So whoever's listening, stay tuned. You know, we've got a lot of experience with that we'd love to share. And yeah, thanks for talking today, Joy, and listeners.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll wrap it up there. And of course, if you need to get in touch with us for a reading or anything at all, please reach out for us in the description. And we'll be back soon.
All right. We'll talk to you guys next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, love you.